What's up, everybody? Brett here, back today bringing you a new series, Fantasy General 2 Invasion. Pretty new game, released on September 5th, 2019. It's a sequel to Fantasy General 1. Guys, I didn't play that game. I don't know much about it, but apparently this is a pretty faithful successor to that series, to that franchise. If what I've read is correct, then the game is a bit of a fan-made sequel, which is very impressive. It was developed by a company known as Owned by Gravity. You'll see them here down in the corner. And published by Slitherine. So I got this game on Steam. It's about 40 bucks. A little steep, I have to say, but we'll see. I mean, you can't really judge the value of a game before you play it. And full disclosure, guys, I had some messings ups was what I was going to say. That's not English. I had some of my recordings mess up, and I basically played through the first two levels of this game. I had a ton of fun. I thought I did a pretty good job showing you guys the game, and had to do a little voice acting, which is a little tough for me. I'm not a professional voice actor. But we are going to start a new campaign. I'm going to do my best. There's no voice acting in the game, so I do need to read. There's a lot of reading that goes on. But I'm going to do my best to show you guys the gameplay. Hopefully you love it as much as I do. It's a hex-based. The combat and the maps are very similar to Civ. So if you've ever played Civ or seen Civ, you got the general idea, but it's going to be all fantasy-based, as you may have already guessed by the big dragon in the background. And so far, there's only one campaign. I don't know if once we beat this, if we unlock other races' campaigns. I'm not sure. But currently, we're going to be playing as the faction known as the Barbarians. The length of the campaign is long. The difficulty is set to normal. We could go warrior, easy, general, legend. I found hero to actually be quite challenging. You know, as you learn the game. But as I've repeated the first few levels, it has gotten easier and easier, and the mechanics make a lot more sense. So guys, buckle in. Like I said, gonna do my best to read, give you guys some distinct voices for some of the different characters, and I will read all of this lore and background stuff for y'all. So, 300 years have passed since the Shadow Wars have ravaged Caledonia and the world of air, and the struggles of the past have long since faded into legends. In the highlands of Farreach, clans of barbarian warriors have eked out a living in the harsh northern climate, constantly feuding with each other and raiding the wealthier borderland towns. Fed up with these raids, the borderland clans called on the Empire, a powerful realm controlling much of Caledonia. The Western Imperial Legion was dispatched to see off the Highland Raiders, and with the help of borderland clans Isel and Macnar, destroyed High King Brendan's army in the Battle of Worms Pass. Sounds like the Scots called in the Romans, and they beat the hell out of some other Scots. That's no good. A treaty was signed that forbade any clan from crossing into the borderlands in return for peace. Since then, there has been no High King to unite the clans, and they fell into quarreling and raiding amongst themselves. So we're going to have to Mel Gibson this piece. In these dark times, your clan has been led by Falirson One-Eye, a warrior of great renown, Odin. You are his son, Thor, and designated heir, and you are eager to prove your mettle to your father. Alright, so straight up, guys, our dad looks like Thor. Our dad looks like Odin, and we look like Thor. We even have an ability later in the game called Thunderhammer. So, you know, I'm pretty accurate. Guys, the art in this game is awesome. Just like take a second to soak it in, like the scale. These are dudes riding like stags. You see the big antlers. I love it. Alright, here we go. Let me take a deep breath because it's a lot of reading. I'm going to do my best to read in different voices. Not the easiest for me. So our father's name is Falirson One-Eye. The winter is near, son, and the harvest was poor this year. We need to get food for the clan to survive. Clan Dana has more than enough wealth to spare. This is a chance to prove your mettle, raid their steads, and bring back home some good loot. And we are Falir's son of Falir. Thank you for trusting me with this, father. So, whenever I roleplay a character, I try to play... There's two sides, right? Either you do something that you totally wouldn't do in real life, that way you can have the fun of being that bad guy, perhaps, that you normally wouldn't be. Or you try and, live by your own code in a game and see how far that gets you. So, that's what I like to do. I'm a pretty good guy. I'm not an egotist or a selfish person. So I'll probably choose the more honorable of the choices, in my view. if you play the game yourself, I mean, feel free to pick whatever you want. Some of these decisions do have lasting effects. So here, for instance, we get Clan Donna won't even see me coming. I will raid them in return, laughing at them, scratching their heads. Or, I will do my best for our clan and make you proud, I promise. And that's what I'm going to choose. So our father says, I know, son. This is why I trust you with this task. Take some of our younglings with you. They seem as eager to prove themselves as you. Be quick, son. This is a raid, not a war party. And watch out for dire wolves. They are roaming the highlands again, all hunger and teeth. May our ancestors watch over you. If that dude doesn't look like Odin. Okay, so guys, the tutorials are disabled because, like I said, I've done this already. They're not disabled necessarily, but they won't reproc because they've already given me this information. So there's a lot of information for me to distill to you guys really quick to put you on the same page as me. And I'm going to do that. And part of that involves us looking at the UI together quickly. So, text-based game, right? We're going to turn this off. We don't need it. It's pretty obvious, especially if you played these games before. And kind of from left to right and all the way around, we're going to go through the UI real quick. You know, if you've played strategy games before, some of this will be pretty second nature to you. So, top left corner, we have mana, used to cast spells and use certain skills. Does not carry over to the next region. Pretty important. There's a lot of intricacies to some of these I don't know what you would even call that, but a lot of the things in this game aren't as cut and dry as just like, oh, you have mana, you can use mana. No, mana does not carry over unless you get certain skills. So it's a pretty valuable resource, and you can only get mana by capturing certain places on the board, or in our case, having units die can convert their deaths into mana. This is our supply, the amount of units we can field. Our hero unit takes up 2. That's Falirson. We can kind of zoom in on him. He looks awesome. Up here we have our region wealth. Determines how much value can be received from income, raiding, and exploring locations. Winning a scenario will reward you with treasure equal to the remaining wealth. Every turn that we pass, we lose 1 region wealth. Once this goes down to 0, all the special locations on the map, there's a secret one over here, we could go and take our quests right now, right here, to go in and raid these 3 settlements. They'll have nothing of value in them if we take too long to get there. But at the end of the map, if there's a lot of this left, it does a bit of like multiplication, bowling style, and figures out how much extra gold you get. And you want to get as much as you can. So it's a race against the clock. It's either you take a long time, and you take lots of fights to get experience, and you find all the secret areas, and you get there right at the end, but you don't get a lot of bonus gold, or you rush the scenario, you know, finish super fast, and then you get a ton of gold at the end. So whenever I did this last time, I was able to get, I mean, I got a lot of gold. I felt super ahead of the curve. I was doing very good. So this allows us to skip through units who haven't gone yet. In turn, obviously, minimap, of course. You can see here the high value targets on the minimap. Things do have different colors based on what they are. Our units are down here. We have the younglings, right? Some of them are actually named. Brotherhood of Ravens, Thorolf's Pack, and Linari's Spears. They are leveled up. Or they're not leveled up, rather, but they are named. And you can only rename a unit once it's level 3 or higher. Alright. And, of course, Falirson. So we have our inventory here with nothing in it. Once we get some more artifacts, we can hire more units for gold and supply, which we're not going to do because we can't. And over here in the bottom left, you'll see our unit cards. So starting with Falirson, we went over his supply, his name, his HP. So the total and remaining health of the unit. So this is kind of a bad example. Let's use one of our other units to go over this because it'll make a lot more sense. The total and remaining health of the unit. The segmentation represents the unit's squad members. So each one of these guys has their own model. The red bar, once they start getting injured, they get a red bar. And a black bar means that they're dead. So wounds can be recovered through resting, using this ability here, which takes an entire turn. And while kills remain until they are restored at any hiring location or at the end of a scenario. So a lot of things to know about that. Experience, of course. The squad size, we have their armor, which reduces, different types of damage. Speed, the number of tiles they can move. Search is the amount of vision they have around them, simply put. And morale, units can be broken if they take a ton of damage or their allies take a ton of damage. and they can drop to disordered, broken, or completely routed. And morale is what helps break up magic damage, which will become a factor later. We see here their sword, which is their weapon of choice. They have certain abilities here that they can use. All-terrain means they can move as easily. Let's go ahead and start moving a little bit. We can move as easily in this direction as we could if we were rolling over flat ground. Whereas our spears, our light spear infantry, they don't have that. Now the difference between the light spears and these young bloods, they have less HP, the spear maidens do, but they have armor. So 29% physical damage reduction, and because they have spears, they also have the ability to break the charge of other units. For instance, these guys who have the ability to charge. So they also have more armor piercing on their attacks. So there's a lot of differences. A lot of differences. So let's move up as much as we can. Alright, so you'll notice we had these little green circles here that basically tell us that we've moved already. When they're grayed out, that means we have both moved and attacked in the same turn. Of course, there's no one to attack, so we couldn't do that. We are also seeing that we have these blue eyes, right? Showing that we're hidden in the forest. Now, there's two units. We also uncovered there are some direwolves up here. We started off hidden in the forest, and we moved and remained hidden by remaining in the forest as we moved. So that allowed us to, basically what we're going to do is ambush. And had we moved out of the forest and into the forest, these guys would have seen us, we would be visible, and we would not be able to get any type of ambush style attack. So let's end our turn and see what happens. So these guys are coming here to take this rough ground, which gives them a bit of fortification there. But we are getting double the ambush. Now we broke their charge, or they broke our charge because they're standing on this rough ground, which breaks charges. It's as if they're spear units. And because we were made visible by this guy, the direwolves could then see us. It's kind of annoying. So we're going to move into position here. We can almost take out some of these characters. Come in here with that. Finish them off. Yeah, let's attack here. Finish them off. So we're also trying to get a bit of a flanking attack. When you have 3 or more units surrounding an enemy, you get a flanking bonus. So you'll see in the top left as I hold it up, it says stalemate. But this stalemate is going to kill them. We're flanking them. They have the ability to break the charge and hide. Let's see if that actually gets the kill or not. Not quite, honestly. Okay, that's crazy. That was very close, though. So we're going to beat them here. And we've used our entire turn. So let's end it. So you'll notice, just like this, you see these red marks here showing that we have wounded units. Let's come into here and raid. So our units are wounded. If we want to recover them, we have to rest with them, which takes an entire turn. And we're going to move up to the next settlement right now. We're going to raid. So raiding is important to note that raiding a region's wealth further increases the speed at which the region wealth bar declines. So think of it practically as if this place is full of people. They know that the barbarians are coming and they're trying to get the hell out. So we're going to steal something from this place. I think it's like 25 gold if I remember right for this first location. And the place will be destroyed. We're barbarians. We don't collect taxes. I'm assuming other races in the game do things a little bit differently. But we're going to go ahead and pass once again. So there we go. There's our gold from raiding. And of course that it goes back to normal, just -1 from fleeing population. Now, like I said, guys, I know that there's a location over here with a direwolf just from having played. Just so you guys know, it's a place that gives us like a buff. Super not necessary, and it takes us away from speedily beating this map, which is the most important thing, because we want to get as much gold as we possibly can. Yeah, we're a little bit far. Sucks to go into the river, but we may have to. And we can attack these guys, get a nice charge off. Because we attack them, we get the charge. And if they want to charge us, they really can't. They're probably going to attack our wolf pack here. Or our Thoros pack. Yeah. So they're going to get the charge. We have reduced armor. We're injured, but we could rest. And just be fine. But what we're going to do is we're going to come here. And attack them from this location where we do get the charge. We don't really want to attack them from in the river. We just need to get our hero across. He does a ton of damage. He's an excellent damage sponge because he has 5 armor, which is a lot. Huge morale as well. His weapon is the Warhammer. Does a good bit of damage. And he has the unique ability Hero. So heroes are just hard to kill, it says. Plus 50% invulnerable damage reduction. So it'll reflect that in his armor total. And here we can move in. And we're going to raid this area as well. Alright, let's get going. And we picked up 1 weapon. So with that, we now have the ability to... Ooh, let's move forward here. We have the ability to upgrade someone. So for 25 gold and 1 weapon, we could convert this guy into a slinger. So this is the upgrade tree. Take a second to bask in its glory because it's super fun. You've got to have weapons or armor or magic. These are like the 3 crafting ingredients, if you will, that you add together with gold to get these units. Right now, the game has basically given us the exact amount we need to make our first missile infantry, which I would like to do. Let's go ahead and put her here. Put them there. Put him here. Upgrade to slingers. Now slingers have a special ability, which is why I've done this. They have an ability that's like defensive fire. So if anyone attacks anyone that they're adjacent to, they will launch like a counterattack against them. So we put our lord here, our hero here, because it's going to give him break charge, just as if he was a spear unit. And yeah, we're letting our spearman units take the brunt of this assault here. We should definitely bring the pack forward. We want to rest them if we can. But I think we're fine now. Let's see if they attack us. They did. So we broke their charge. Man, that was a really bad attack for them. Like a really bad attack. So we can place our boys right there just to give us that extra surround. Use our ranged here. And now we can just walk in and get the kill. And we're going to send our hero in right away. He'll take a little bit of return damage, but he's fine. He's super tanky. We definitely want to get... Yeah, we definitely want to get our archers up and over. Let's rest here. Not our archers, rather, but slingers. If we put them on the rough terrain, they basically get infinite defensive ammo. It's called Plenty of Ammo. So grants infinite defensive fire charges while on rough terrain. So putting them there would be great if we knew that they were going to attack the spearmen. But we don't know that at all. So we'll take another big hit on our hero. We're trying to kill models right now, which is not easy to do when they're fortified. They're not really losing models, so they're not really losing combat effectiveness. Oh, they're resting now, because if they attack, they know they're going to get shot by a defensive shot. And we can come right in here and raid. And that'll be it. Pretty fast ending there. So guys, you're getting the benefit of me having done this before. Whereas the first time I did it, I explored, I went all over the map, I tried to find everything, all the secrets, right? And all I found was that one location, and I wasted this entire time here, got no bonus gold, split my forces, got hurt. This, I think, was the most efficient way to do it. So Falirson says, we have raided enough to last us the winter. Let's get home before the Dana warriors catch up with us. So we won the mission, scenario 1. And for our troubles, we get an extra 75 gold. We scavenged 100. And at the end of combat, this is something that's worth explaining. We're going to pay the gold. It restores the unit without HP loss, without experience loss. So think of it practically as if we went to war with a unit. We lost a certain percentage of our unit. So because of that, we lost experience. It's as if our veterans are getting killed and we're having to replace them with fresh recruits. And in order to prevent that from happening, we're spending gold to rehire experienced recruits instead of fresh recruits. And that's not a lot of gold. That puts us down to 169. Alright, and our father speaks. Falir, One Eye, you have done me proud, son. This will feed our clan for the long nights ahead. Your winter surplus secured, you return to the quiet life in your father's halls. A few weeks later, your father calls you to his side. We have a visitor tonight, son. Dougal Ravencloak is coming here. I don't know what he wants, but many say where the Black Bard goes, trouble follows. So we best not anger him. Treat him with respect, but keep your wits about you. A man dressed in a wide black cloak made of black feathers enters the hall, carrying a long trumpet, crowned with a boar's head. His face is hidden by his hood, and his boots are frayed and muddy. This is Dougal Ravencloak, another badass looking dude. If you can't see the screen right now, think of him as Medivh from Warcraft 3. Alright, so he kind of shows up in the hall. We're like young Arthas in a way. Thank you for your welcoming me to your stead. I won't trouble you for too long. I just want to rest my weary bones by the fire for a night. You are welcome to my house and hearth. Sit and eat with us. We don't have much, but what we have we gladly share. That is very kind of you, chieftain. I thank you for your offer. Oh, is that your son? It's been a decade since I last saw him. He looks like a fine warrior. The bard's dark eyes seem to peer directly into your soul. Tell me, son of Falir, what do you seek in life? Straight out of Conan. He's like, Falir, what is best in life? Well, there's no options here for hearing the lamentations of the women. But we have 3 options here, and I already know what one of them does because it's the one that I chose. But they give you basically effects. So we have glory in battle. I want to lead our clan to many victories, inspiring our warriors. That's option 1. Option 2 is blood and rage. I want to rally a horde of berserkers around me and overrun my enemies. Or might in combat. I want to be the strongest warrior Caledonia has seen. And I went with glory in battle. And we'll see that gives me a pretty cool passive that is like an AoE buff to my allies. He says, is that so? Then let us talk and ask all the ancestors to make you a brave leader and guide you to your destiny. Now forgive me, I am weary after a long day's walk and must rest. What have you done? I felt a touch of cold freezing me to my bones. Did you indeed? Must have been a draft of night air from the outside. I will see you in the morning, Falirson. Sleep well. And from that we received a promotion, Path of the Leader. We also increased our supply. We can grow our warband. Here, unfortunately, we spent just enough that we can't get our next unit, but we can pick up another Spear Maiden, which is what we're going to do. Getting our supply up to 6. And Falirson now has Path of the Leader, so it's an aura war leader nearby. It has a range of 2 tiles in every direction, and it'll be denoted on the map by like a big red circle. And it gives +1 morale, so less chance that our units will break, which is nice, and 10% damage. And it says, I want to lead our clan to many victories. Alright, so good pickups. And we could take a second to look at the Maiden's Tree. So we could get our own version of ranged units here with the Javelin Throwers. We could upgrade them once we have, 2 weapons. They can be upgraded to Spear Maidens. Right now they're just Maidens, but it's hard not to call a Maiden a Spear Maiden when she's wielding a spear. Or we can get Stag Riders, and these are kind of the 3 basic things that we can get. There's also Wolf Mothers for a little bit of magic. We have Magic Shot Cavalry, Magic Skirmish Cav. Shield Maidens, who look awesome. All the way up to Winged Maidens, which look really awesome. Iron Javelins, and then the top is Wind Riders, who I'm assuming are the most annoying scav, or scav, that's a new term, skirmisher cav in the game. I already have some idea of what they do. They ignore zones of control. They have retreat too fast. Oh my god. They can just zip in, shoot you, and run away. Sounds annoying. But our party has grown. We're going to go into the next scenario here. A dark visitor. Escort Dougal Ravencloak on the road north. The area is home to wild animals and trolls, so be careful of ambushes. Start scenario. This night you sleep fitfully, your dreams filled with mighty cities made of white stone, domes glinting golden in the sun, and you at the head of a large army astride a noble beast. Waking up, you chide yourself with such childish fantasies as you step into your father's smoke-filled hall. There you are, son. We were just about to bid farewell to Master Dougal here. Be careful, Master Dougal. The road north is dangerous. Dire wolves roam the woods, and I have heard word of trolls in the hills. Pick some of my warriors as an escort to ensure safe passage through our lands. Thank you for your generosity, Falir. I will take your son and his band with me then. He will make great company on the road. My son? You... Very well. You know our laws of hospitality mean I can't refuse your request, Ravencloak, since I have offered you the choice of our warriors. I spoke in haste, and you have used my words against me. But I warn you, my son must not come to harm. Worry not, Falir. I am sure your son will be fine. After all, we prayed to the ancestors for his destiny to fulfill itself, didn't we? Tricky, sneaky sorcerer there. Alright. He says, You have been walking in silence for a while, Falir's son. What is on your mind? Why me, Master Dougal? What do you want? And what did you do to me last night? I merely helped you to find your destiny, and I'm interested in how it plays out. Why so suspicious, son? Did your father tell you that I eat the souls of dead warriors? Or what other rumors did you hear? He just told me that where you go, trouble follows. Is it true? Do you eat the souls of dead warriors? Yes and no. I can use the power of departing spirits and weave it into magic. Thus the dead do lend me a bit of their strength, but their souls remain theirs, I can assure you. No need to be afraid. Maybe I will show you today. But for now, let's march. I am sure we will have more time to talk on the road. Alright, so now we enter our deployment phase. So we can do something like this. We can, they don't have all terrain. So we can deploy our units. I think last time I did this, I actually had 6 units. Yeah, I came out of that first level a little bit ahead. But as we deploy, there's, going to be tons of different missions, guys, where the deployment zones are varied and add lots of different elements to the campaign itself. Be careful, Falir's son. The fog is dense in this part of the Highlands. It may hide you as well as your enemy. Watch your steps, warriors, and keep your eyes sharp. There are wild beasts hiding in the woods. We can use this artifact I collected during my travels. It grants us vision of distant things and reveals hidden creatures. Why not look ahead into these woods and see what they are hiding? Alright, so the game gave us 1 mana so we could use this ability here, Spirit Vision, and we're using that because he has this unique artifact. So to lift the fog of war over an area anywhere on the map for a short amount of time. Alright. If we click on this, it'll go back to our inventory and we won't be able to use it this turn, so we need to click on the actions here. This is kind of showing our range that we might use it. Let's put it up here. And just like that, we have revealed that there are dire wolves here. And because I've done this already, I know that there's a cave up here and other things. So we'll get to that in a second. But check out our aura, our newly found aura. We're going to move our hero Falir's son as far as we can. We're kind of fighting for space up here. And we don't have to watch everyone walk every single time. We can kind of click through it a little bit. We just want to move as quickly as we can for the sake of getting as much of this loot as possible. Alright, let's get up in there. And here we go. So we know the wolves are going to attack us. We see that there's a cave. Oh, they're attacking us from the cave. So that they have the ability to break our charge. Get everyone in position. See, how far can you move? You can move all the way. And they don't move so well in the forest. But now that we have this huge surround, we can attack with everyone. Let's use our slingers first to soften them up. So that way when we charge in, we know we get the kill. And everyone gets experience that's close by. I don't know exactly what the range is. It says the large cave seems to have been ransacked and burned recently, and several sheep lie slaughtered on the ground. You find some weapons you can salvage, but nothing else of use. So we get one weapon, and we have a little bit of gold now. We could probably make another slinger. Yeah. Or we go into here, and we could make a javelin thrower. So that's kind of up to us, if that's something we want to do. I'm going to prefer to hold my gold for now, because we don't know whether or not we're going to, in the future, want to buy more units or whatever the case may be. No reason to upgrade anyone at this exact point. Alright, let's end our turn. I'm pretty sure everyone is gone. Yes. Okay. Let's move up here with some of our furthest back units first. We can see that there's a settlement up ahead. So our whole purpose of this particular mission is to get to these end locations with Dougal. We're just escorting him. We can see that there are some special locations ahead. There's a camp here. There's some ruins here. I know from playing already that there's a blood tree over there, which is kind of cool. Let's kind of get a feel for where everyone can move. Alright, and we get a dilemma here. So you spot a band of warriors fighting a group of angry trolls. Some men already lie on the ground, crushed by the large troll's powerful blows. As they see you approach, they call out, "Help us take down those damn Greyskins, clan brother. More humans coming to rob us? No matter, you will all pay." See, he's got like a tree branch strapped to his arm. Dougal says, "Pick a side in this battle, Falirson, and choose carefully. So blood is the strongest bond. I will help my kinsmen. The trolls seem to have been wronged. I will stand by them. And they are both weakened from the fight. I will vanquish them and take what they are fighting over as mine." So I went for option 2. It seemed like that was their cave that had been broken into. And when I came across them, they seemed to have, they said that they've been robbed. So it seemed to me like the humans are in the wrong here. So I figured I would help the trolls. And that's what I'm going to do now. Of course, I already know how that ends. So I'm going to take that kind of knowing this already. "So you are a remarkable man, Falirson. Not many would have picked the Greyskin side. Let's hope you made the right choice. So help the trolls, defeat the humans, protect the trolls." Got it. So let's move up. Yeah, we're going to move in a lizardly type direction. Try and keep ourselves hidden in the forest if we can. We'll move up somewhat. I don't want to put him way out in the wings and then we get smashed by some stronger guys. These are, let's see if we look at them, they are axemen. So they're much stronger than us. They deal way more damage. These things deal 6 damage, or the younglings rather. They deal 12, and they have a round shield. So they're pretty resistant from missile damage. And they apply an on-hit effect, which is no good. Alright, we ambush them. Nice. But we're now visible. So they're going to get the attack off that they wanted. They don't have charge anymore, thankfully. But they apply the harassed debuff to us. Alright, we took a lot of damage there. We may end up trying to rest. The big trolls are just beating the hell out of these maidens. As long as we get the experience, though, I'm happy. And they're freaking out because they're losing people. Okay, let's go all the way around. Make space for everyone here. Move up there. Move up here. Okay, we're gonna attack these guys, even though they're resistant. Take out some models right off the bat. That way we can clean up here. And the nice thing about this is it put us still in a scenario where we can surround these dudes. So we're not quite getting the kill, which would have been nice. Well, we're getting the kill, but I would have liked to have been able to get the kill and then move afterwards to kind of advance our story. So it says, narrator, the last of the men fall, and you let your bloodied weapons sink, looking guardedly at the trolls opposite your band. You helped us, human. You have slain your own kin. Why? So guys, I love trolls. I love them in just about every fantasy where they're not just mindless beasts. And that's probably mostly from playing like Witcher games. In the Witcher games, the trolls are these kind of dumb, misunderstood bros who just want to help you and be friends with you. But they're so hungry all the time that they just don't know any better, and people mess with them, so oftentimes they just eat them. But that's kind of how I want to treat these trolls until proven differently, and they seem to be pretty honorable. And Falirson says, I did not trust the looks of them. These were clanless bandits. They seem to have wronged you, and your revenge was just. The humans burnt our cave, killed our sheep, and let them rot. We do not know why they hated us so much. We followed them and fought them. You have our thanks. We will help you in return, pay our debt, then we leave. Ravencloak says, remember that day well, Falirson. The trolls will. They never forget their friends, nor their enemies. So I feel like we made some kind of cool decision there. I don't know what exactly happened, but we did make a cool decision. So we can't raid with these guys. We're going to send these trolls here and here. So now we get the trolls. So we have troll pups, who are monstrous infantry. They have big health and big armor. Makes them pretty strong. They attack with a troll fist, does a ton of damage. They ignore fortification damage reduction, and they have some armor piercing. They can regenerate, recover a bit of its lost health every turn. They have weak for some reason, I'm not sure why. But yeah, and then we have the troll charger, which we can zoom in on, and we can also kind of go around the front and look at him. Check out his model. Got an ugly face, but he's got other dudes like shields strapped to his body. Very cool. Zoom out a little bit. And we'll put him up here and let him hang out. Alright. So not a bad battle, and everybody kind of leveled up from that, as we see. So guys, this is an important distinction to make. So whenever we play the game, we can hire mercenaries who only last until the end of the particular map that we're playing on. Whereas if we hire these warband recruits, we have to do it inside of something like a camp. These units are denoted as mercenaries, and so is Dougal. So when they level, as opposed to our other units, when they level, they can turn into different units, right? We get the upgrade tree. As they level, though, they'll get increased health and damage. Same for our hero, who has leveled. He now has a skill point that he can spend. So this is a pretty cool part of the game too, and this is where different builds and different people's playstyles will definitely start to differentiate their campaign. So right here, to get additional artifact slots, so additional item slots for our hero. Drill, which is the one that I went with, and probably the one I'm going to go with again. All recruited units start with a third of the hero's level, but at least with level 1. Also decreases experience loss of units at the end of a scenario. So this, I think, will allow us to hold on to our gold better. And as you go up, you increase your supply limit. We can build war camps so that we can bring more units into the map. And then more supply, discounted mercenaries, drill 2, getting even more experienced recruits. We can give him more health, which is extremely valuable on a hero because they have all this armor. So HP goes a long way when you have that type of physical resistance. We can use Rally to help our allies recover their morale. It's a free action. And then we can get something like Thunder Hammer, which gives him big damage but drains our mana. And then on the other side of that is Tough. It's an aura that makes it so that we're more likely to suffer wounds than kills, which is important. And the bigger the aura, it can get huge. This is a 2x2, but like a 4x4 in every direction. would be, you know, my entire screen, basically. And then the last one would be Call Champion. Nice. You basically make them invulnerable to kills. You have to wound the entire unit probably to kill them, and you give them big damage. I'm gonna go with Drill because I think that'll help us most on the campaign map. It's gonna cost us the least amount in gold, I do believe. So let's go ahead and roll it up, and we're gonna move far along the path as we can. Here we should definitely rest. We're going to send some of our units. Yeah, we're going to do that. Okay, so the narrator says the disheveled camp shows signs of recent battle. Some of the tents torn and ripped. Several strong nets are strewn around, ripped apart. Search the camp? And yeah, I went ahead and searched the camp. Let's see what we find. And rummaging around the remains, you find what loot. We pick up a beer keg. Consume to recover a unit's morale. This is probably the worst of the items that I've seen from this place, and I've seen quite a few. One of the times I did it, I got a ring of health. Another time I got a healing potion. So, we can increase morale, damage. I mean, it's not a bad thing. That's for sure. Let's move up. Let's support our spear ladies. These dire wolves can be quite annoying. Let's come over to these ruins. And for our trouble, we pick up, was that 59 gold? Not bad. Not the most, though. I think one of the times I did it, I got like 100. Which is crazy, but that's what happened. Support there. Our buddy here can just rest. Yeah, we'll just rest him. Everyone else has moved up. And we're good to go. Okay. Yep, and there are dire wolves here, which I was aware of, which is why I sent 2 of my troll units. Thankfully, we break the charge. Yeah, let's attack here. And then finish him off. And now he levels. So he gets a chance to apply his skill tree. Once again, additional artifact slot. We can summon crows, which seems pretty cool. But he's a mercenary. We don't need him for long. He can go all the way up to Winged Leap. And then to Retreat 2, which makes it much harder for him to kill. Attuned for more magic damage. He can curse a unit. Rally skill, transmute armor, hero song. I went with Runebound to try and store mana. And right now we have 6 mana that we wouldn't otherwise have had. So we're going to try and come up here and find this other camp. Let's move up. And we're going to rest and try and recover a bit. Wolves are strong. We've almost got them, though. And next turn, we'll be able to beat them down. Has anyone not moved yet? Yes, we're camping here. And we're just going to... let's move up 1. Alright. So, the bear. Of course, I knew this was here because I've done this before. But he says, watch out, a dire bear is blocking our path. Stand back. Let me weaken the beast with my magic. I just need to get close enough. Alright, so he wants to cast a spell, which we have. The game gives us even more mana. But he has a spell that they just kind of unlocked for us. It's called Doom. So we need to get within 3 tiles of him. And all enemies in that radius will be weakened. We don't really need that to beat him. Especially not between our hero and this troll charger. We can do a lot of damage. Go and finish off those wolves. Alright. Move up. And we're going to get out of the woods here. And we're going to shoot that bear. Man, I wish he could go up here, but he just can't. We want to get a bit of a surround if we can. The bear's tough. I would like to use the magic. But we really kind of can't. I think he needs to be this 1, 2... I'm not sure if he's 3 away. I think we need to be 1 closer in order to get him. Wow, that almost kills him. Go get him, Troll Charger. He gets a huge charge. He has a Charger Fist, so giant damage, giant armor piercing. And he's got big armor and a big HP pool himself. And we do increase damage because we have our War Leader nearby. So let's finish him off. The bear is quite strong, but he is now done. And we didn't even have to use the mana. Anything else? No. I still do want to go and get that tree. Oh yeah, here comes some dire wolves out of the forest to bother us. Let's camp here. That way we won't have to pay for any type of wound recovery or anything like that. We'll move backwards with our hero here because, like I said, I kind of already know how this plays out. We just need to get him to the end, and I don't think there's any more threats over there. Charge in and beat them down, just to try and get this experience on all of our characters. And then next turn, I think we have the win. And look how early we're going to be able to finish this. It should be, I mean, very early. So here we go. Careful there, this is a place of spirits. The Blood Oak has powers beyond your kin, and it may curse or aid you. A cool wind blows from the tree and voices can be heard, as if the rustling leaves are whispering in some long-forgotten tongue. Will you approach the tree? So we can march on fearlessly, or walk on but bow to the tree, or back away. And I think I walked on but bowed. And Linari's Spear says, we will show our respect to the spirits, but we won't stray from our path. The spirits like a stout and respectful heart. I'm sure they will smile on you in battle. And for that we get the Inspired. It's a temporary bonus, right? So perhaps not worth it, but we're not really going out of our way to finish anything here. We need one more turn, unfortunately. I wish we didn't need the whole extra turn, because we would get even better loot. So all of our units are pretty much resting. We don't get to keep the trolls, so we don't really have to worry about resting with them. But we should have pretty minimal damage on our units. So, thank you for your company, Falirson. Traveling with you has been most instructive. Take my artifact. I trust you will find more use for it. I'm sure we will meet again. May fate watch over you. Thank you, Ravencloak. This is a generous gift. Well, we need to head back home. I am sure they are wondering what took us so long. I'll be glad to see the Black Bard go, Falirson, I must admit. I cannot figure this one out. Does he know more than he says, or is he just clever with his words? Well, at least we gained something from the trip. So I'm trying to do voices as if I'm on the show Viking. Those guys have the most ambiguous, like, Scandinavian voices you can imagine. So, yeah, now we can spend 20. Get our experience back. We're walking away with an extra 200. Really nice. The first time I did this, I basically didn't make anything, because I was exploring the map. And I felt like that set my whole campaign back just an unreasonable amount. So our father says, it is good to see you back, son. I was beginning to worry Ravencloak had bewitched you somehow. Don't fret, father. I can look after myself. But you speak wisely. The Black Bard did not take me with him by accident, though I still wonder what his intentions were. Well, whatever they were, he seemed to take a liking to you. He has left you gifts here before he went with you. You would do well to grant them to your warriors, so they are better armed for the battles ahead. As you enter your room, you spot a large black bird perched on the window's frame, looking at you with his head slightly inclined. Following his gaze, you notice a sack of gold and some weapons as well as a small note by Dougal. Falirson, thank you for the company on the road. Accept this gift as a token of my gratitude. The bird shall accompany you and help you see the path ahead more clearly until we meet again. Dougal Ravencloak. The Black Bard has been generous indeed. I wonder what he sees that I can't. The crow looks at you with black eyes, and for a moment, you could swear she winks at you. Alright, so the guy gave us a fat stack of gold. He gave us a murder of crows to join our party. Straight up a scouting unit. They don't do a ton of damage, almost any at all. They have some armor piercing. They're expendable. No negative impact on our morale. They can't capture or explore locations. Nice, they can intercept aerial units, but they fly. So they'll see over the map and help us in that way. Now, what we're going to do with all of this gold, we have 2 more supply that we need to fill, so we're going to do that. We're going to recruit 1 more youngling, for sure. Let's check. Oh, man. I want to fill out our slot. I don't want to have any empty slots for this upcoming battle. Let's get 1 more maiden. So we have a nice balanced force. And then we'll go into here, and with this many weapons, I think I went for the Berserker. So we can go to the maiden here. We could turn one of our maidens into spear maidens, which gives them the ability to fortify themselves. More damage, more armor piercing, more HP, obviously, and even more armor. So they just become this tanky, you know, armor piercing unit, which I like. We could also get the Skirmisher Cav, which are pretty cool. Or we could come over here and get these trackers, which are like Masters of Ambush, or the Wolf Killers. So, I mean, there's tons of options that we have right now, guys. The Wolf Killers, it seems to me that what I should do is take Thorolf's pack, and let's make them into Berserkers. So check out the stats on these bad boys. We're going from a tier 1 to a tier 3 unit, which I think is pretty nice. They have, let's see, there's no difference in experience, I guess. They should do more damage, I would think. 6.03. No, I guess they're the same level. But Thorolf's pack is going from 275 health to 385 with less models, which I think is a benefit because they're harder to kill individually, so they won't go down. They do way more damage. I think they do like double the DPS. They have basically unbreakable morale, fueled by rage. You have to basically injure every one of them, I think, in order to start killing models. Minus 100% chance to suffer kills. They're fearless, so they can't be broken or routed by morale. They have a Slayer, so they do more damage versus heroes and large, which may be relevant at some point. A Highland Charge. Excuse me one sec. So fortified, being like standing on rough terrain doesn't protect units anymore from our charges, so it's a better version of the other charge. They can still ambush and they still have all terrain, which other units lose, and I think it's quite valuable as an ability to have. So let's upgrade them. Super strong. It's going to take a big chunk of our cash, but I'm cool with it. And now look at these guys. Cleavers. Or Werebears. Oh my god. Heavy shock infantry. The fat stats on those dudes. They cause fear. I don't know. It's hard to know which one would be better. Seems like these are way more expensive in terms of what you need to get them. But that was Thorolf's pack, and we have upgraded them. We have a little bit of gold left, which is fine. We have a full party. Happy to see that. Do the crows? The crows do take up a slot. No big deal, but we're going to be going into the next battle well prepared, I think. I would love to get maybe some javelin throwers. Maybe we'll be able to pick up some equipment and things in the next battle, and we'll have enough gold to do that, promote one of these Spear Maidens. Because I don't think we just want to rest on one ranged unit. We're going to need more. But between our hero and our berserkers now, we should be able to push through just about any early game threat. I have to feel. We're just going to do a ton of damage. But guys, thank you so much for watching. Once again, my name is Brett. My channel is Good Talk Gaming. I have a Discord channel if you'd be interested in joining that. It's going to be in the link in the description down below. I hope you enjoyed this look at this game, Fantasy Generals 2. It's been super fun and kind of a frustrating experience to record, but it was so fun that it was kind of painless for me to do it again and again to try and get it right for you guys. I'm not about to put out videos with terrible audio if I can help it. And yeah, if you're a fantasy nerd like me, if you're a strategy game nerd like me, these are the type of games you love. And while I'm talking, you know what? Let's go ahead and look at the campaign map. So we see the Bloody Hand tribe straight out of Warhammer. Clan Miznich? I don't know. We'll pick a way to say it and we'll figure it out. We've got Clan Isel, Clan Maknar, who are working with these dudes, the Empire, who I think we can already tell probably are not good guys. Scarlet Keep, the Great Herd, Centaurs, okay. We've got the Dragon Isles here. Gotta have some Dragon Isles. The second largest Imperial city. What's the first one? Rhyme. There's nothing there. Are we never gonna make it there? I don't think so. I guess we'll never make it there. Archmage Krell. Oh man, and it looks like there's gonna be a lot of lore and fun stuff for us to do. We're gonna be taking castles and fighting dragons. Who knows? Who knows? I'm excited, guys, but without any further ado, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's gameplay, and as always, guys, I will see you in the next one. Take care.